Jamie, he is not taking a shit right now. What the fuck? No! God damn it. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, it smells.
Shut up, boy. Oh, chat. Do you see what I have to put up with, chat? Unbelievable. He's taking a shit right now. God almighty. What's going on, chat? It's good to see you. Happy, what are we going to call it? It's like Veterans Day, but in Australia. It's our Anzac Day, our Memorial Day. It is that day. Oh, let's do this. Let's go like that. Very bright for the chat box. How does it look? Should we move it down? Oop, not that. Should we move it down to there? Oh, that's better, isn't it, chat? Oh, what's going on, everyone? It's good to see everybody. We're going to go live for a little bit, maybe an hour, hour and a half. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. Mo, how are you, brother? Cage, how are you, brother? No longer afraid. It's like a meeting in the corner of a universe. How are we all? How are we all? How are we all? Don't lie. Goddamn, 9 a.m. stream. I know. This is what life could be like if we were full-time YouTubers, chat. But here we are. Here we are. So, let's kick off some of this fun, good-ass news. I'm good, Mo. How are you, man? How are you? It must be, what's the time over there in England? In England. Let's talk about the GOAT is back. Let's go. Hey, Western Mats. What's up? Guys, today, let us talk about number one, Michael Bisping says that he is going to be coming back to combat sports. Is it Cap? Probably. Mohammed? There we go. It's getting towards the end of the night. Northwest, what's up? How are we going? Number two, the second thing to talk about. The English fans are getting absolutely shafted on their own pay-per-view, which is unheard of. And then we'll go through some other news and we'll just talk about some other shit and we'll hang out. I have got recorded and in the back end of the channel, Mason, how are you, brother? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I have got recorded and in the back end of the channel an absolute cracker of a video for you guys for today, for after this stream. A cracker of a video. Michael Bisping ain't coming back. Well, we're going to listen to this together. I am early. It's a public holiday here. It's our version of Veterans Day, Anzac Day here in Australia. So it's a public holiday. First, should I tease you guys with the cracker of the video? What do we want to see first? Do we want to see Michael Bisping come back? Or do we want to see a teaser for the video for today? What let me know. Let me know in chat. Which one do we want to do? I feel like we'll do the Bisping first. Bring it on. Bring it on. We'll do the what do we want? All right, I'll show you what. They can change their, let me see this so I can read what Northwest is saying. They can change their sleep schedule to make the Americans happy. Mate, not fun at all. Jake Paul would do Bisping what what Kelvin Gastelum did. It's not a Jake Paul fight. It's not a Jake Paul fight. Who would win a boxing match between Kelvin Gastelum and Jake Paul? Jake Paul. Jake Paul has definitely become the better boxer by now. By now. Today's video. Today's video. A reaction to the Israel Adesanya Demetrius Johnson podcast. It's going to be so good. Oh, it's going to be so good. You're going to love it, chat. You're going to absolutely love it. All right, let's get into the Bisping stuff. Let's get into the Bisping stuff. So, what do I have to do? Someone's got to hit play. I have to hit play. There's no producer.
Rockhold. I was doing a live to it, and everyone was like, "You've got to do the trilogy." I'll do Karate Combat against Luke Rockhold. I'll do it. I'll do it. I will have a trilogy with Luke Rockhold in Karate Combat. I would love to.
Why don't we book that? Let's just do that.
This is gathering momentum a little too quickly. Let me just see my hip doctor first and get my neck sorted.
Well, that's not what you said.
Yeah,
You
no,
said
I'm
you-
joking.
no.
I'm joking. I'd do it.
You can't hear Bisping? Oh my god, did I hit the wrong button? Here we go. Let's go back. Let's go back. All right. Crank this.
Luke Rockhold. I was doing a live to it,
Here we go.
and everyone was like, "You got to do the trilogy." I'll do Karate Combat against Luke Rockhold. I'll do it. I'll do it.
That would be fun.
I will have a trilogy with Luke Rockhold in Karate Combat. I would love to.
Why don't we
Mohammed,
book that?
Magomed Ankalaev, how
Let's
are you,
just
brother?
do that.
This is gathering momentum a little too quickly. Let me just see my hip doctor first and get my neck sorted.
Well, that's not what you said.
Yeah,
You
no,
said
I'm
you-
joking.
no.
I'm joking. I'd do it 100%. I would.
Okay, I'll call you after the show.
Go.
We'll get this. We'll get this booked.
We're going to Dubai.
The next show will be a fight now.
So I don't know if you guys saw, but Karate Combat happened this weekend, right? Karate Combat happened this weekend. Michael Bisping, Luke Rockhold got a sick knockout. A really, really, really good knockout. So good on him. But now Michael Bisping thinks that he wants that smoke again. I kind of believe him. You know, these fighters, these old fighters. So now let's do this in chat. Cool. All right, let's go. Western Mass. Let's jump right in. Out cold. Poof. Western Mass. This is the greatest vertical stream setup ever. Are you being serious, brother? Because I hope they're getting better. I do genuinely hope that they're getting better. And we can start to set this up and have a little bit more fun with him. Israel is wash, brother. I wrestle, brother. I wrestle from Magomed Ankalaev. Magomed, you deserve a title shot. Magomed does deserve a title shot. Mason, Luke. Can't hear Bisping. I hope we fix that. Luke would chin Bisping. He just chinned Joe Schilling, who was an elite striker from Mason. This is exactly what we're getting into, bro. Is it just me or is the volume low? Hopefully we fix that. Bisping whispering. I think we fixed it. Now we're off. Cool. And now we're in. Move the yellow from the chat area, please. Probably like this. Probably like this. This was probably the better way to do it. There we go. Okay. I'm serious. You like it like this? Nice, man. So with Bisping coming back, right? You had it right the first time. This is probably the way to do it then. Like this. Yeah, nice. There we go. We're checking it. All right. We're learning as we go. By a millimeter. Like this. Come on, chat. We're going to get there together, you and I, chat. Boom. Also, I was experimenting with some gameplay stuff as well. You could chin Michael Bisping at this point. Chat, we could all chin Michael Bisping at this point. I think he's deadly serious. Because Michael Bisping was one of those and is one of those ego-driven fighters, right? And he has been sitting on the sidelines watching his big rival, Luke Rockhold, continue on with his career while he's sort of just been copping it from us, the MMA fans on this side of the community, yeah? Rockhold will smash Bisping's other eye up, brother. This is true. And Bisping went on to say that as well. So he's sitting there, right, watching Luke Rockhold continue on with a career while we're all talking shit about him on the internet. Not very fun for him. And he sees Luke Rockhold have an amazing knockout, which he did over at Karate Combat. He had a brilliant knockout. Like Mason, you just said. And he's probably like, I beat him before. I can get in there and beat him again. I think if that fight was to happen in late 2024, early 2025, Michael Bisping versus Luke Rockhold. Luke Rockhold would kick the fuck out of him. Between you and me, chat, I think Luke Rockhold would kick the fuck out of Michael Bisping. And Luke Rockhold is like definitely washed. Definitely he's washed. And good on him for getting that sick knockout. But wouldn't be a good time for Michael Bisping at all. What's up? 1 second, chat. All right, we're back. Sorry, chat. Office stuff going on. Even on a day off, when you work for yourself, you're always working. Michael Bisping would break, but I believe in him for almost no reason from Mo. I mean, it's also one of those things where, like, combat sports never make sense. But you got to, I think the fight, it would happen at Karate Combat because Bisping couldn't be fucked to do any wrestling. And, like, what's the point? Like, Luke Rockhold's not going to wrestle him. Bisping's not going to wrestle him. So it might as well be done at Karate Combat. In a just strike for strike karate match, Luke Rockhold, you'd bet your house on it. You'd absolutely bet your mortgage on it. No chance. I'm so down for Luke. So down for a Bisping Luke Rockhold trilogy in Karate Combat, mate. Honest to God, so am I. This isn't even one of those fights like the other day we were all talking about Nick Diaz coming back to fight Tony Ferguson. And my heart was just like, I don't want to see this. I want no part of this. But for this fight, Western Mass, for Luke Rockhold, Bisping 3, I'm 100% on board for this one, man. I'm like, no joke, unironically, I think it would be super fun to watch these two old dogs in a good, clean stand-up fight. I'm totally down for it. Rockhold will smash Bisping, take his other eye, brother. Bisping needs to relax, though. He has one eye depth perception. It's all over the place. Oh, yeah, Mo. Bisping gets his head kicked in. Absolutely gets his head kicked in. But it would be fun. It'd be fun to watch, right? They're buddies now. You can still be mates and have a punch on. Like, yeah. That was pretty much high school for me. Like, you can be mates and have a punch on. Dougie's Corner, I would pay to see Nick Diaz versus Tony Ferguson. Would you, Mo? Would you really, dude? Why, man? Why? Like, what are you going to get out of that fight, personally? Is it because it might be the only fight that Tony Ferguson can still win? And you just want to, why am I so gassy? I just had a very big protein shake. Is it because you finally want to see Tony Ferguson get one win? Is that it? And this is probably the most winnable fight for him? Because I actually think we will see Tony get violated by someone who's just as shit as him. So do you think that Nick Diaz would beat Tony Ferguson? Let me know, Mo. I think he'd lose. He's fallen. Let me see. I think he'd lose. He's fallen that low. Do you think that Tony Ferguson would lose to Nick Diaz? Nick Diaz, who's been out of the gym for like 25 years now. Tony's crazy. Tony is crazy, brother. We need to move on from old fighters, brother. I think Tony would lose. Mo, that's kind of fucked, mate. Tony has at least been active and in there with fighters who are still going, right? Tony's in there like with the Paddy Pimlets, with the Bobby Greens. Tony's in there fighting away, having a crack at it, right? Nick Diaz is off smoking weed, eating vegan burgers, hasn't been in the cage or even looked at a cage for like 25 to 50 years. You know what I mean? Like, activity has got to count for something at some point, right? Everything artsy back in the house. Can I get a hell yeah and a hell yeah, brother? Amen. That earth be flat. You know it. I know it. If you believe in evolution, you a goddamn lie. There you go, everything artsy. How about that? Jamie, you don't like my southern? Hey, girl, you looking fine. I'm never getting laid again, boys. Never getting laid again after that. All right. Mo, Tony, active or not, has lost all my faith. I can see him somehow stupidly getting chinned. No cap. Mo. Mo. I'm going to say it. Mo, I'm going to say it, brother. If the Nick Diaz Tony Ferguson fight actually happens and Nick Diaz knocks out Tony Ferguson, if he knocks him out in the UFC, I will shave my beard off and go clean shaven for a week. And I haven't been clean shaven since I was a little boy. Everything artsy. What did I tell you about Max versus Alex? Well done, mate. Well done. You got me, bro. You got me. You're right. NZ, Southern in the Northern Hemisphere. Hang on. One sec, guys. One sec. What a professional live stream this is. Yeah, it'll pop down into the notifications bar. And then you can go from there. What a professional bloody live stream we're having, boys. So good. Southern in the Northern Hemisphere. Yeah, like a Southern accent to the American audience, I guess. You know what I mean? So I guess a North Southern is what I'm saying there, mate. Bisping with 2 eyes versus a blind John Jones in a 200-meter swim. I mean, Bisping, he's English. He's surrounded by water. Obviously, he's going to win. I think all English are good swimmers naturally. I'm so confident I will counter bet you and I will shave my beard off. All right, Mo. If this fight happens, if there is a clean knockout, we're going to do a counter shaving beard off live in the Discord. All right? It's going to be the biggest, most unforgettable thing ever in the Discord, Mo. Dougie's Corner and Mo, they're coming back together for one more Discord beard shave off ultimate bet. There we go. It will be, what is it? It'll be unforgettable. It didn't come through? Jesus.
It didn't come through.
All right, I'll let you know when it comes through.
No, I think it came through, but I missed it.
Oh. We'll wait and see.
No, I think it said enter PIN.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, man, I'm losing out more than you. I shaved my head already. Don't hold yourself back, brother. Like that bald head look, it does good. Okay, we know. Me and Jamie, we got a mate. All she does is chase after bald-headed guys. So you know, don't hold yourself back, man. UFC Casual, what's up, brother? What's up? We were just discussing Michael Bisping calling out Luke Rockhold for a 3rd fight over at Karate Combat, but now we're gonna go and look at Twitter. Now I have to block out Twitter while I scroll through it because I have had a stream copyrighted before. All good? All good. All right. Let's press on. Oh, no. I get the girls, bro. I ain't holding myself back. I'm saying don't ever be bald and not have a beard. It's true, man. Like, you got to have one or the other. You either got to have the like beard and shaved or hair and fat. You can't be like skinless all over unless you're Johnny Sins. Western Mass, based on betting beards on 2 fighters should be betting beards on 2 fighters that should be retired. I mean, how else are you going to make this fun, Western Mass? Are you a bearded man? Are you going to shave your beard off too? Is this like the old... I mean, fuck money. You know what I mean? We could lose money on Apex cards all weekend, every weekend. But losing the facial hair, losing the man makeup, don't get us started, Western Mass. That's all we have, mate. UFC casual. When men go bald, they either look like a Chad or a cancer patient. There is no in between. Dude, that's so good. Oh, Johnny Sins is the GOAT. So true. Alpha X, man. Good to see you in the chat again, brother. How you been? How you been? Max, Sugar Show, Jose Aldo, Old Man Volk, Connor and Patty, tag team MMA match. Who comes out as the winner in a tag team MMA match? Max Holloway and Alexander Volkanovski and Jose Aldo can all knock out Sean O'Malley. Connor is in the corner doing cocaine. Patty is there trying to get career advice off him. Jose Aldo comes up behind both of them and cracks them both in the back of the head. King hits them, so Jose Aldo finally gets his revenge. Then Max and Old Man Volk have a proper fisticuffs battle in the middle. Old Man Volk ends up getting chinned by Max Holloway. Max Holloway versus Jose Aldo are the two last men standing in the cage. Max Holloway finally gets his revenge. Everything artsy. Max Holloway stands as the winner of the Ultimate MMA Tag Team All-in-One Cage match. How did I go? That was pretty good. That was pretty good, guys. Come on. Claps in chat for that one. That one was pretty good. Alpha X. Hey, man. Have you ever been in a time where everything was bothering you and you needed time alone to get outside of your own head? This is a serious chat. Let's have a talk about it. So I can look down. Where are we? Alpha X. Have you ever been in a time, even if it was something small? Yeah, dude. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. I think a lot of people go through that, man. Well, I found, no joke, no shit, slowing down and meditating a lot, focusing on like meditation, closing the mind off, and just like self-focus and self-reflection, especially meditation, helps a lot, especially when all the small things are piling up on you. So yeah, for sure, man. Shave it all except for the eyebrows with these bastards? No. Jamie, I'm shaving my beard too. Full on egghead. Alpha X. Yeah, bro, sometimes just spend time alone. Yep. Collect your thoughts. Do not have a wank. Do not listen to Mo on that. That's actually super bad for your testosterone. Brett makes you depressed by having a wank. Don't do that. Meditate. And then just get back on your bike. I think Rockhold puts Bisping to sleep. I agree. That was pretty good. Thanks, guys. Thanks. All right, we're back with chat. Let's go to Twitter and see if we can find something fun. Oh, the other thing that we wanted to talk about was UFC Manchester. Let's see if we can find that. UFC Manchester. Yes, we're back. Boom. UFC Manchester. Will you come to Dagestan, brother? I legit, if we were endlessly traveling the world, I 100% we would go to Dagestan. Yes, we would go to Dagestan. 100%, man. No cap. We would go to Dagestan. It'd be sick. It would be sick. But my family is from Eastern Europe. Like, my mum's Serbian. We traveled there as a kid a bunch. Like, going to weird Eastern European cities, not that scary to me, to be honest. Cage. Smoke a joint and slap yourself for being a pussy. That's the consistent way of getting the fuck back in the cage. Cage has chosen to go with the full-on David Goggins, Jacko Willink way of getting yourself back and up and at him, which is just call yourself a pussy and get back up and get after it. I think you could do that after you had a bit of introspection and calmed the mind down a little bit. Although there are times in your life to implement both, Cage. UFC Casual, Manchester, your home city. Are you going to be going to the UFC in Manchester, UFC Casual? Because they are going to be airing it. We were chatting about this in the Discord yesterday. They are going to be airing it at the same time they air the regular pay-per-views at Las Vegas, which means the England crowd are going to be up at like 3 a.m. in the morning watching Bilal Muhammad go against Leon Edwards in a drawn-out decision. at 3 in the fucking morning. They want there to be boos ringing across the arena so that when they do replays of Bilal Muhammad, all you can hear is booing everywhere. Magomed Ankalaev, I buy you ticket, brother. I buy you boat ticket. What are we going to do? Cruise to Dagestan? Isn't Dagestan up in the mountains, mate? I don't think you can take a boat to Dagestan. You'd have to take a boat into the Black Sea and then take a donkey up the mountains to get to Dagestan. I was saying I shave it all. Western Mass shaves everything. He's completely waxed across the whole lot. Shaved, even his eyebrows. Western Mass just looks like an oiled up egg. Looks like Dana White having a bad day. Fight Nate Diaz, MMA, or fight Garcia in boxing. I'd fight Nate Diaz in MMA, to be honest. Because Nate is going to pitter-patter shots, not really hurt me that much, spend most of the fight running around, pointing his ass at me, and then when he does get sick of the fight and want it to happen, he'll just quietly choke me out, and I'll just pass out for a little bit. So I'd go Nate in MMA. There's even a chance we'd win it. There's even a chance we'd win it, boys. Nate doesn't try it at all anymore, to be honest. He doesn't try it. I feel like you could rush Nate. I feel like an amateur could rush Nate. I will be so fucking real. Literally doing that has helped me so much. Cage is preaching. But I stopped smoking because eventually it got too much. I feel like a lot of weed smokers have that problem, though. Thanks for the advice, man. Been dealing with mental health issues ever since something traumatic happened to me recently, and I need some guidance from a real one like yourself. Thank you very much, Alpha. I'm going to treat that like sincere. And if it is sincere, then no shit. Do take time out every single day to like close your mind off and meditate a little bit. Honest to God. And while we're here, while we're talking about it, do read Chris. What's up, brother? How you going? Do read some Zen books and some Zen meditation books because they do like give you a lot of insight into life, how it is all just ups and downs. For instance, like the number one teaching of Zen is that like life is suffering. That is the nature of life. That is the number one rule. Think about that. That's the number one rule, is that life is suffering. And then once you make peace with that, the rest of it is sort of just like, let's have a good day today. Because shit can be fucked. Can't it? Can't. All right, let's move on. I talked to Dana about the UFC Russia. We bring biggest pay-per-view with all Russian fighters. Magomed, if they do a pay-per-view that is all Dagestani wrestlers, it might be one of the lowest selling pay-per-views of all time. No joke. It might be one of the lowest selling pay-per-views of all time. Who the fuck wants to watch that? That's like Nunes Pena 2 levels of low selling pay-per-view, brother. UFC casual, probably not. I'd probably sit at home with some beers, then sit 100 meters away with a shit view. I agree, mate. That is exactly my view when the UFC comes to Melbourne. I can't be fucked with it. It takes too fucking long. Magomed Ankle Live, that would be the most, at Magomed from Mo, that would be the most violent card ever. I think it would be the sleepiest card ever, Mo. The strikers will be on smoke. The grapplers will be on the sniff stuff like crazy. That'll be the most Jeff Molina card of all time. What's going on, Chris? Oh, no. What have I done? There we go. What's going on, Chris? How are you, man? How are you? The top 5 comebacks. The top 5 comebacks, Congo question mark. Everything artsy, I'm going to need you to elaborate on that, brother. Alpha X, come to Dagestan. You can eat chicken, curry. You feel better. We have library books and hiking. I didn't think Dagestan was big on the library books. Chris, I finally found the Russian link to watch pay-per-views, and your journey has begun, Crisp. You will never, ever, ever pay for a pay-per-view again. Since you're not paying for things, Crispy, and to everyone here, there is a website. If you go to Google and you type in full fights, you know, there is a website. It's not a .com. It's one of the other ones. It's on the net. It's not a .com. It's one of the other ones. It's on the net. If you go to Google, type in full fights and look for the website that's not a .com, it's on the net. It's a godsend. If you don't want to buy Fight Pass, it is an absolute godsend. So enjoy that, lads. Just the facts. Dagestanis have the least exciting styles. It's true. Saduka, what's good, boys? Saduka, it's good to see you, man. Welcome back to the channel, brother. How you been going, man? How you been going? Are you looking forward to UFC Vegas 91, Saduka? Isn't it going to be just the biggest event of all time? It's going to be massive. I think there might be one person coming off one win on that entire card. A Dagestan pay-per-view, the crowd would be 99% Dagestani. Yeah, man. Yeah. And you know what would be funny about an all Dagestani pay-per-view? It'd be interesting to see just how humble the crowd is. The most humble fans in all of the sport. Like, would they just sit there golf clapping? Or would they act like absolute, like, wild fans and start just screaming for every single win? A good pay-per-view isn't about the location. It's about the talent on the card. Yeah, exactly. Although a good fight night can be about the location. Like Fight Night Paris, off the hook. Anytime like Cage Warriors is in Scotland or anytime Bellator goes to Scotland, the crowd is off the hook. Same with Ireland, the crowd goes off the hook. So like a good crowd can definitely make a card a lot better. It can enhance it. So I guess like, yeah, it's sort of 50-50 to be honest, casual. It's sort of 50-50. Cage, link it in the Discord. I'm not good at deciphering your cryptic messages. I'll put it in the Discord. Dagestan has a 850 people arena. Massive. And can host the biggest event ever and make the most money. I bribe government to allow. It'll be bigger than the UFC. It'll be massive and unforgettable. Imagine this card for 305. All right, let's do it over the Gutsy. Jones versus Francis, Max versus Ilya, and then Amanda Nunes versus Izzy. and then Kayla Harrison versus Sean O'Malley. Just to fucking top it off. Now that is the highest selling pay-per-view of all time. Live from Dagestan. All humble, alhamdulillah. King Terzi, there you are, mate. How you been, brother? Good to see you again, man. Mountain Man, paying for MMA cards is casual behavior. That's true, Mountain Man. If you haven't been in the sport long enough to figure out where to find every MMA event for free, watch pro wrestling. What are you doing? What are you doing? It's all about the fucking timing, how they're making the main card fighters. Yeah, dude. Dougie's Corner, I already put shit out on the Discord. Oh, cool, man. Check it out. Nice. Thank you, Mo. Doing the Lord's work down in the Discord, brother. Good shit. Thoughts on plumbing or being a contractor as a career? I'm a contractor. I'm a tradesman. If you've seen my work with me live streams, you've seen me on the tools. I think for every person, like it's people who give life advice will talk about this to just men, but I think this applies to everyone. Like if you can create your own money with your own hands on your own timeline, whether that's plumbing, bricklaying, hairdressing, like starting a masseuse business in the car and doing like at-home massage or nails or pedicures or whatever it is. If you can create your own hands-on business where you can monetize your own skills with your own two hands, then you will never be unemployed, ever. Like there will always be work out there for you. So I think if you can have that early in life as a fallback, you're sort of set to then pursue what you want to pursue after that because you've got that in your back pocket. And you're not wasting money on university. Because a lot of people, they end up going to university for the experience, which is just get drunk and fuck a lot. And they end up spending like hundreds of thousands of dollars for that experience. That's what I think about that. Alpha X. Do you think it's bad to do illegal steroids and become strong? No, I don't think it's bad. I think the only time it's bad to do illegal steroids is if you're in a sporting competition with other people who aren't doing illegal steroids. But I think if you're just like going to the gym and you want to do steroids, go nuts. After 25. After 25. After 25. Also caged. Cody is for live fights. Nice, nice, nice. Harrison would throw O'Malley into the 12th row casual. Yeah, man. Honestly, I honestly believe Kayla Harrison wins that fight 9 times out of 10. And shows and movies and anime. Mo is him. Absolutely, man. Mo's got the shit locked down, brother. It's good fun in there. Did you see Hill versus Roundtree as the co-main event? I thought they were making it Gary versus Colby. I was thinking about doing an entire video on just trashing Colby Covington for about 10 to 12 minutes. He is ducking Ian Gary. He's openly ducking Ian Gary. It's fucking embarrassing. It is fucking embarrassing. Colby Covington doing that call out to Ian Gary and then not signing the papers was worse than just ignoring him and going after Stephen Thompson. Because Colby's the one that put it out there in the ether. Thank you, Mo, for dropping the Discord link. Yeah, so Colby's the one that started this little Twitter war with Ian Gary, and now he's the one fucking running away from it. It's fucking embarrassing. Let's scroll up a little bit so I can catch up. Crisp, I'm definitely not an A-tier casual, but I'm evolving slowly. Look, we all got to start somewhere, Crispy. It's all good, brother. It's all good. Big Show Prime versus Prime Bob Sapp in Power Slap. Devastating. Devastating knockout on the way. They need to get ready to catch a skull on the way down. Imagine Eddie Hall and Brian Shaw in Power Slap. W advice, I'm planning to go to welding school after I graduate. Nice, man. Good, good, good. Yeah, good. Excellent. Really excellent. Good thing with welding is as people get more and more into secondhand cars as they try and phase out petrol engine and diesel engine cars, gas engine cars, people are going to want secondhand cars more and more and more, and having a fallback on how to set those up, convert them into camper vans, all that kind of stuff, like welding. You know, as people stay in their original homes more and more and want to build off them, welding is going to be one of those skills that, like, a Gen Z computer programmer is not going to know how to do, and it's going to become highly sought after. So, grade A plan from Crisp. Alpha X. Is health and fitness personal training good? Also, I wonder if people can make a living off landscaping. I'm trying to figure out what a good career is to get into now. I just need the credentials. Health and fitness and personal training are absolutely essential to a good life for everybody, especially as men, but for everybody. But for men, we are testosterone-based creatures, and testosterone is there for us to do things, to go forward and achieve things. And going to the gym will help you with your mental health. And not only that, but like waking up and moving the body gets the whole fucking system of what this is going. So any sort of personal training for everyone, but especially for men, is absolutely essential. We're not meant to be sitting in this fucking chair all day that is slowly killing us. We're meant to be doing things. As for making a living off landscaping, you can absolutely make a living off landscaping. Absolutely. When you're doing these things, right? What you're doing is you're taking grunt work. Sorry that we're getting off MMA, guys, but Alpha X helped, and there's like 4 other chats after this. So if the chat pops off, we'll get more into what the chat's talking about. We'll get back to it. But to help Alpha X here, you take something like landscaping, bricklaying, Chris was talking about welding, whatever it is, right? You take grunt work that anybody could do, but you mark it up to boutique work. So for something like welding, don't just work in a Boilermaker factory pumping out water coolers over and over again. Take your welding skill and move it to something like converting camper vans, something like that. Doesn't have to be that. With landscaping, don't just be a gardener that any like level 1 new person to the country can do. Take landscaping and apply it to bougie areas, the big mansions, the big homes, the ones that have like a lot of lawn work to do, big trees, hedges. With me, my work, like there's a lot of plasterers, drywallers, whatever you guys call them in England, that can pump out like meterage work units. That's easy to do. But I specialize in ornate ornamental work, small jobs, like boutique work. Do you know what I mean? Smaller jobs that not everyone is doing that just gets pumped out like regular grunt work. Same thing with like hairdressers and that kind of stuff. You don't just like work at the regular hair salon in the city. You like do boutique hair. Like, it's all about like taking a skill that someone can do and finding the niche version of it, the high end version of it, and selling yourself out there. Magomed, my UFC opponent, I know, do steroids. I'm now doing the same thing to win the title, EPO and testosterone. Magomed, we know that you guys are all on it. Why do you think you all hide up in the mountains where USADA can't get you? UFC casual. Is Colby Covington the new Cyril Gahn? Is Cyril Gahn the new Colby Covington? Join the Discord, boys. Oh, if you're a contractor, that means you get women easily. They always want a handyman or a pool boy. There's a saying in Australia called tradies get the ladies. Isn't that right, Jamie? I know you're watching. I know you're watching, my love. I know you're watching the stream. Arnold Schwarzenegger versus Paulo Costa in Eating Royce. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's the GOAT. He's the GOAT of putting down the roids. Pine sap, whale oil, and two-stroke smoke mist might be the best cologne. Mate, it's called, when you got wood chips all over you, it's called man glitter. Dougie, a fancy drywaller. Yes, not just a regular drywaller, a fancy drywaller. What is louder, Colby Covington's mouth or Conor McGregor's Lamborghini? Colby Covington's mouth. Conor McGregor's Lamborghini's running out of money. He can't afford to run it anymore. Colby Covington's mouth for sure, mate. Good advice. My coach quit to come garden. He makes money in America. And good advice. My coach, he quit. Come garden. He makes money in America. Learn English. Magomed. Fitting that you're the one. That was the last to comment. We got an event, but at what cost? Has anyone noticed that for this event, Bilal Muhammad has still not been offered the title shot? It's still not been made official. Why even bother having the fight there if you're going to do this? Can you imagine having a 5 a.m. fight? The UFC is showing no consideration for the fighters or the fans. It's so weird to me because the English fans might be the best fan base in MMA purely because what glitter? I missed it. Sawdust, sort of like wood chips, sawdust. You know when you're like carpentry, wood chips, man glitter. The English UFC fans, right? They're up every single fucking weekend watching UFC title, watching UFC Apex cards at the worst time ever, the worst time zone ever. They go so hard for this sport. Why the fuck would you fly out to England, rent out a whole arena? Like, this is one of the biggest indoor arenas they have in the country, and then put it on at this god awful time so the crowd just falls to sleep. Because the hardcore fans that stay up watching it every single weekend, those hardcore fans are going to do what UFC Casual just said. Like, I'm not going to go to the arena and watch it when I could just watch it from home. I watch it from home every single weekend anyway. They are fucking shooting themselves in the foot. Why isn't Strickland getting an immediate rematch? Good question. Because you can put Israel Adesanya on a video game cover, and you can't put Sean Strickland on a game cover with the way that Sean Strickland acts. Israel Adesanya is still their golden boy. Everything artsy. Was that you, Everything Artsy? That was you, Everything Artsy. That's why, my friend. That is why. If Bilal is on 304, might be the first time ever I skip a pay-per-view event. No one would blame you. No one would blame you. No one would blame you at all. Dana wants Shavkat to fight Leon in Manchester. Then after Bilal fight winner in Dana wants Shavkat to fight Leon in Manchester. Then after one Bilal fight in America. Maybe. I think they're just trying to age Bilal Muhammad out. I don't think they're ever giving him a shot. Saw Chips is man glitter indeed. That's right, brother. You know him. Facts, my sleep pattern gets destroyed every single Saturday. That's right. And why are you going to drive out to some fucking arena when you're used to watching it from home? You're absolutely used to watching it from home. So why would you drive out to some fucking arena somewhere? Yeah, I figured because of the character and not skill. That's exactly what it is. They've invested a huge amount of money into making Israel Adesanya their big superstar while Conor was away. They put in a huge amount of money getting him ready to go. So they just want to squeeze every dollar out of Israel that they can. It's just a return on investment. They want to squeeze every single dollar out of Israel Adesanya that they can before they let him ride off into the sunset. Whereas someone like Sean Strickland doesn't need any marketing. We're fans of Sean Strickland no matter what. We'll watch Sean Strickland no matter what. We know he's a star. So Sean Strickland's a very easy, put him out there, let him say what he's going to say. We're all going to watch it anyway. Israel Adesanya, they pumped a bunch of money into him. They need to make sure they get every dollar they can out of him. Because once Izzy isn't fighting for titles, nobody is following his career anymore. Nobody. Can we have a poll for who's in the USA? Yes, of course we can. Boom, the poll's off and running. Where are we at? Where am I at, chat? God. Dana wants below, my fight, Connor, yeah. King Tersey. What the hell? Yeah, there's Western Mass. Okay. If you could see one fighter bite the dust in the cage, who would you pick? Jesus, Cage. Mate, that's fucked up. I don't think, honestly, mate, I wouldn't pick any fighter to, like, die in the fucking cage, man. No, no one. No one. Gamrot. Kidding. I'm kidding. Yeah, it's odd. Why would they make the fans watch a 3 a.m. main card start time? Did you see how tired Paddy was doing? Yeah. For the watch along for UFC 300, you got to wonder who is making these decisions. I really do not know. I really do not know. Bones versus Max at middleweight. John Jones versus Max at middleweight. John Jones versus Max Holloway at middleweight. Max Holloway. John Jones has no hands. He got beaten up by one-legged Thiago Santos and by Anthony Smith. Not really by Anthony Smith, but John Jones. He ain't got no hands anymore. He ain't got no chin. He's an old man. You'll buy UFC 5 if Magomed and Roman Kopilov on cover. I want to be star. Learn English. Try speaking. Magomed. If I get UFC 5, I have to buy a new Xbox. And I don't play games that much. To be honest, guys, I don't game that much. So I can't be fucked buying a new Xbox. One day, eventually. But by then, Xbox will be going way up to UFC 6. Who knows? Do South Africans tick the Australia box? Yeah, why not everything artsy? Go nuts. I think it's because the UK is probably a tiny percentage of the pay-per-view revenue. Yeah. Good mix across the world in chat. Very wholesome. It is good to see, especially since I go live at the most random times in the world. Yeah, it is good to see. Yeah, dude, I don't know, UFC casual. I don't know, man. I guess it is like they sort of figure that every English MMA fan is a hardcore MMA fan. Like England is just one of those locked in markets that you're either in love with the UFC by now or you're not. So they're not trying to bring over any new stars to England at the moment. And England is so used to watching cards at this time that they're just like, fuck it. So they don't want to lose any sales from the Americans because if they did switch the times up, the Americans like wouldn't be aware. The Americans aren't used to it. So I think what they're doing is looking at it. I think what they're doing is looking at it like excuse me. The English are going to be there no matter what. We need to get the Americans here, and that's where we've ended up. So kind of sucks. Kind of sucks for the English. But I see what they're doing. Please tell me how to get to the room. Please tell me how to get to the room. Magomed, what are you talking about this time, brother? Let's press on. Good mix across the world. Eminem versus Wiz Khalifa, 1-round boxing. Everything Artsy has always got the best questions for chat. Every single time. I don't know anything about Wiz Khalifa, but I know Eminem has done a lot of boxing training and cardio training. But Eminem's very old. But Wiz Khalifa's very high. And I don't know anything about Wiz Khalifa. I'm going to go with Eminem because he had some training for the movie Southpaw. And Wiz Khalifa, I know nothing about. So I'm picking Wiz Khalifa. I'm picking Eminem. Everything artsy. Exactly. Even the boxing events prioritize the Americans. To be fair, though, it's Saturday, so us Americans could easily stay up. That is true, Chris. That is true. But they probably want to push it out to the casual Durkadur sports fan at the sports bar as well. Bruce Lee versus the Korean Zombie, 5 rounds in MMA. The Korean Zombie, Bruce Lee, great for his time. But in modern MMA, the Korean Zombie kicks the fuck out of Bruce Lee. By the time the UFC finishes, it's 6 a.m. on a Sunday morning. Yeah, dude. I don't know how you're doing it. This Sunday, at UFC Vegas 91, that just beautiful Apex card they're giving us, I'm going to have to get up at 5:30 in the morning to watch the prelims. And I really do ask myself why. Why? On a Sunday. Why? I've been getting up early all fucking week to go hang drywall. And then on a Sunday, it is what it is. The Americans, they get everything they want handed to them on a platter. It's not going to last. Wiz Khalifa trains Muay Thai. Does he really? Does he really? Does he really, mate? We can check this. Let's have a look. Does he really? One year, but holy shit, Wiz Khalifa does train Muay Thai. I was wrong. Wiz Khalifa kicks the fuck out of Eminem. Wiz Khalifa kicks the fuck out of Eminem. There we go. Buying versus renting debate. Which is better and why? From King Tersey. Well, we have a commercial property that we own, but we rent the apartment that we're in. Honestly, I think these days renting. And you put your money into active investments that grow. If I could start again, I'd be taking a sliver of my paycheck and putting it into like long-term dividend returning financial assets. Like for us, it would be like the Commonwealth Bank of Australia that have gone up like 5% per year, but it's not really that like important. It's more the dividends on the return that you're getting and keep reinvesting those dividends. That's what I would do if I could start again. And with renting, like, because when you own a house, you're paying the land tax, you're paying all the property fees, the rates. The fucking thing is constantly leaking, breaking, windows are falling apart, shit's always fucking breaking. You got to pay all those overheads. When you're renting, as long as you find something that's very affordable, you can live in that and then take all that other disposable income and keep putting that into like long-term growth assets. How about that to kick off the debate, King Tersey? Sad I missed a lot of the stream. How you going, dog? Chat hero. It's good to see you, brother. It's good to see you. That's all right. We're going to go for like an hour and a half today because it's a public holiday. We're not going to go too overtime, but we're going to hang out for a bit, Chad Hero. So you came in at a good time, mate. You came in at a good time. Magomed Ankalaev, you've been America. What is best city? They do all pay-per-view in USA. I do not know why. Yeah, Jamie, my girlfriend's from America. So yeah, we've been twice. I love New York. I do love New York. I know it gets a lot of shit online, but I love New York. I thought it was great fun being there. It was awesome, man. King Terzi, leasing cars versus buying cars. Which debate is better and why? Buying a second-hand car and keeping it for 15 years is the most financially sound decision. A lot of these problems, King Terzi, come from people's egos and then wanting to be seen in a big house, a flashy car with all the best shit. You don't need all of that. You really don't need all of that. All of that is just a money suck. The world is very good at like having you, no matter how much money you earn from like an absolute shit kicker that's on $1 a week to Conor McGregor, no matter how much money you earn, the world is very good at trying to convince you that you need this much stuff. And this stuff here, this is all ego. This is all ego. If you are like, all you need is some blue jeans, a black t-shirt, a decent enough apartment to manage your lifestyle, and a car that gets you from A to B. I have a van that can go off grid in case whatever happened a couple of years ago happens again. And we like to do van life. But all that other shit is just ego fuel. You don't need it. You really don't need it. Chad Hero, I wonder why the UFC made Buckley versus Reza Boyev. I was just starting to like Buckley. He was a fun character. I don't see him winning that fight, though. I didn't hear that they had made that fight. I don't love that for Buckley. I loved what Buckley did at the UFC 300 press conference, getting down on the mic and demanding that he gets put on that card. I don't love the Reza Boyev matchup for him. I think Buckley needs... You're right, Buckley's a fun bloke, and he needs to be put in there with strikers so we can have good striking matches with him, you know? I ask myself every time when we're at the Apex. Yeah, man. The Apex has sort of become like our penance for being UFC fans. The Apex has become our fucking, like, our sweat, blood, and tears that we have to put into it. They've figured out, since we're going to steal every fucking pay-per-view, you're going to be watching fucking Apex cards. Chat Heroes in the building. What's up, brother? What's up? Dana White versus Daniel Cormier. Talking shit. Dana White versus Daniel Cormier in talking shit. Dana White. Dana White's been the king of talking shit at media press conferences his entire career. Daniel Cormier just said, I was going to do a video. I was either going to do the Izzy video, which is going to come out after the stream, or I was going to do a Daniel Cormier video. Because he said, Aljamain Sterling next for BMF. DC. Shut up. Dana is undisputed in the undefeated talking shit champ. True. Well, Chad Hero saying hi to Western Mass. Isn't Wiz a PFL owner? Oh, yeah, I think I did hear about that, Western Mass. Yes, I think you're right, man. Chandler versus Whittaker. Chandler versus Whittaker. Whittaker too clean on the striking, brother. Chandler, he's dumb. He's dumb. Whittaker can handle it. Also, why is Rizaboyev moving down to welterweight? Anyway, 6'5" at welterweight is a joke, but Jalen Turner, Alvarez can make 6'3" at lightweight, which is a disgrace. I think I get what you're saying, Chad Hero, but weight cutting is just a part of our business. It's part of our game. So 10 o'clock. 20 minutes. We're going to go for 20 minutes, and then we're out of here. Weight cutting is just a part of the game, man. And if you can make it, you can make it. If you can't make it, too bad. You know? It's just sort of the phase that we're at. Like, almost all of lightweight were former 145-pounders. Man, I'm tired today. Almost all of lightweight were former 145-pounders that just couldn't make that weight anymore. It's sort of the nature of the game, Chad Hero. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Like, the recent weight cutting discussion is the Yuri Prohaska weight cutting. I don't think that's a good weight cut for him at all if he wants to move down. Gordon Ramsay versus Jimmy Carr in a swearing match. Gordon Ramsay, mate. Gordon Ramsay for sure. He's so good. Jimmy Carr just delivers like that witty one line just off the... And he's a cunt. But he doesn't have that like long strain of abuse that Gordon Ramsay has. Jimmy Carr is just, and I called him a cunt. Oh shit. Magomed Ankalaev. Buy or lease wife? Which is best? Buy. Buy. That way you have ownership. Do you think Epstein's death was faked, and is he actually alive? No, I think he's dead. The question is, by who? By who? Because it wasn't Canadian healthcare, that's for fucking sure. Cage, I 100% agree. He didn't. Whether he is alive is a different question, but there was a lot of foul play. Chad Hero is on the money here with this one. Khabib will smash DC in any day. Who's with me? I think so, man. I think so. Like, at some point, everything artsy, you got to, come to terms with the fact that that's true, King Tozy. We'll get onto that one. Everything artsy. You got to someday accept the fact that, like, Daniel Cormier is like 45-year-old overweight dad. And Khabib is still like under 35, I think, like 35. So Khabib like is still within an athletic range that is acceptable for a human being. Whereas Daniel Cormier, I mean, he's eating popcorn at the apex while the fights are on. He's just getting fatter and fatter and fatter. Good video idea. Could be a hardcore versus casual fan logic and the pros and cons of either one, maybe. Some of the fun things about looking at the sport from a casual point of view, Terzi, is that you don't have to worry about all the little shit. You can just roll up at once a month and enjoy fun matchmaking. You don't have to think about how it's a fucking disgrace that John Jones is going to be fighting Stipe Miocic, or think about how Volkanovski is never going to retire. He's just going to become a gatekeeper that gets the piss beaten out of him, like we've seen from so many of our old heroes in the past. You know what I mean? There are ways to look at it from either end. That's a good one, King Terzi. Chat Hero. I feel like I'm more of a fair UFC fan in terms of the racial muck around people who get into a bit of it. DC is biased towards some people that are similar to him. That's all I will say. I think that's just the nature of the sport that we're in, and human beings. Like, human beings are very tribal creatures, and we're watching a sport from different tribes all over the world go into a cage and beat the fuck out of each other. So, like, I get it. I think it's just the nature of where we're. So, having said that, Chat Hero, I back a lot of the Aussies. You know what I mean? Like, it's just the nature of the game, man. It's the nature of the game. Magomed Ankalaev. My coach told me to gain weight to heavyweight. What is best cheat meal? Peanut butter sandwiches. Sandwich, peanut butter, bacon. High protein, high carb, high fat. You put on big weight, brother. You go heavyweight. You wrestle. You wrestle. You wrestle. You wrestle. You get to top 3, brother. Magomed Ankalaev. Who the fuck do you think you are? Yeah, Magomed Ankalaev. You wrestle. You wrestle. You wrestle. You get to the top 3. You top 3. Curtis Blades, Tom Aspinall, Magomed Ankalaev. Heavyweight top 3. You do good. Chandler versus Whittaker at 185 could actually be a really fun match, to be honest. Western Mass, you're not wrong. It actually would be a fun match. Chandler moving up would open up a lot of doors. Chandler versus actually 185. Sorry, I was thinking 170. No, I think he's just too small for that. But we'll see how he looks at Connor, because that's a 170 fight. So Western Mass, we'll see how he looks, man. We'll see how he looks. I was thinking Chandler versus Colby when you said that. I was like, that was another fun matchup, but that's 170, isn't it? Or is it 185? My brain's messed up. Which one am I thinking of? Anyway, let's move on. Chandler at 185 wouldn't last a round without gassing. Yeah, that's why I was like, let's see how he looks at 170 first. I kind of want to buy a modern tiny house for like 50K. I don't need much. I don't want to pay rent anymore. It's expensive now where I live in the United States. King Terzi, we are 100% aligned on this. Yes. Get a tiny house out in the woods. I think that's pretty much me and Jamie's retirement plan, as much as we've talked about it. After we've done all our traveling and made it on YouTube and set ourselves up with our financial situation, just Go buy a fucking tiny house on a river somewhere. Set up like an off-grid cabin, solar panels, the lot, and just not deal with all this bullshit. Sling us a poll, Dougie. Burgers or pizza? All right, done. Can we do it with emojis? Can you do polls with emojis, chat? Let's find out together. Oh my god, you can. This opens up so many opportunities, chat. So many unsaid things that can be said that the YouTube censors can't get us. What was the question? Burgers or pizza? We're off. I don't know if you know much about tiny houses, but they are cool. We know a lot about tiny houses. Me and Jamie are super into off-grid living. It's why we have an off-grid van. Sleep next to Diddy or sleep next to Michael Jackson. Oof. Oof. Well, actually, everything artsy. That one's very easy. You sleep next to Michael Jackson, and I'll tell you why. If his nose is falling off, what else isn't working? Good video idea is the best Dagestani foods will get. Good video idea. The best Dagestani views will get much watch. The best Dagestani views. Cabbage or crab kalash? Cabbage or crab kalash? Crab kalash only on stick. Floyd Mayweather versus Keanu Reeves from The Matrix in a dodging match. Keanu Reeves, he's still in the game. You know what I mean? They just brought out a new Matrix movie, apparently. Didn't watch it, don't care, but he's still in the game. Whereas Floyd Mayweather couldn't even dodge Conor McGregor hitting him in the back of the head, everything artsy. Tribes is a very good way of putting it. I just hope we'll get an advance to point out when we abandon that stuff and just enjoy fighters' skill and not their appearance from both sides. I don't think we ever will. Maybe years and years and years in the future, Chad Hero, when everything has become a garden and mixed together. But for the time being, dude, I think like the UFC are trying to build this sport up to mimic soccer, where like entire countries could get behind regional fighters. And that's just one of the things that's going to come along with it. It's the nature of the beast. So I think, and you have to look at it from that way as well. Like not only is it within human nature to be tribal, but the UFC want us getting behind certain fighters from the region that they're from, and regions are diverse in that tribal way. So it's just built into the sport. The biggest thing with the Chat Hero, I find, is that like you just take it with like a grain of salt and a bit of fun, and realize that like we're just here watching a sport, talking. Like there's no need to go any deeper than that, and to quite frankly to go deeper than that is kind of like fucking stupid, you know. So just like enjoy the sport for what it is. Bag the Dagestanis, like just have a good time bagging different people from different and then like when it comes back and turns on you, laugh at it. Like I don't know, Aussies have no wrestling. Aussies have weak bones. They're constantly getting injured. Robert Whittaker's always injured. Jack Jenkins breaks his foot. JDM broke his fucking arm. Like you just deal with it. It's not that big of a deal. But yeah, Chat Hero, I think it's an inherent part of our sport. DC versus Ronda Rousey crying post-fight. I'm going to go Ronda Rousey because she was literally still crying today on the internet about how the MMA media hate her now. It's like you were the golden girl of the MMA media for like 15 years, Ronda. Fucking chill out, bro. Ronda Rousey's going to win that one. What's the time? How are we going, chat? We've got 10 minutes left. Chandler could fight at 185, Whittaker 100%. Whittaker isn't that big. Yeah, Western mass. But Whittaker's takedown defense is really good, and he's used to posting against much taller guys than Chandler. Chandler will be a little ball of muscle, but because Whittaker's so used to pressure coming at him from a much different angle, it's going to seem easy when this little pipsqueak tries to rush Whittaker. You know what I mean? And then with Whitaker's stance of like that karate long stance, rather than like trying to fight his way up and find his range in, he'll be able to stay on top of the little midget Michael Chandler and just rain shots down on him. Does that make sense? And all Chandler's going to be able to do is try and swing body shots at Whitaker. I don't think it's a good matchup at all. Just Michael Chandler's not tall enough, man. He's just not tall enough. And Whitaker's too used to being in wars with people like Romero. Yep, we got the off-grid camper life sorted. Yep. Two favorite foods, can't choose. Racial tension happens in the UFC. It's how life happens, brother. You can only smile and show respect, be nice. Don't need to be mad for the differences. Yeah, I think, again, like it's part of the sport. It's part of the sport. And as long as you realize that, like, this is just the sport. We're just having fun. We're just laughing at people's, not even laughing. We're just like bantering as mates at a sports bar at people's countries. It's not so deep. You know what I mean? Like, and there are people in the MMA space that want to take it a lot deeper than that. And to me, that's just like, it's really dumb. It's really fucking dumb. So yeah. I'm not a child, so Michael Chandler. Western Mass always struggles with the food bowls. It's true. It's true. Very true, Dougie. I guess it's just the way things are. It's just the way things are. It's just the way things are. Don't forget to like the stream before we log off, boys. I used to be very into that tribal nature of things, and it started running things, and I just went on pure skill since then. Now I know it's just a part of a growing sport. Yeah, I think when you can look past it and follow people's skill sets, the sport becomes more fun because you can appreciate every single fighter and their given skill set, right? But then when you go from the tribal aspect of things, the sport is also fun because you have more than one fighter that you can follow, and it's good for like bantering online and shit. Like you see the guru getting behind every Cage Warriors fighter. Like being a Cage Warriors fighter is just like a touch from the MMA gods. You're guaranteed to be a UFC champion. You see the French getting behind Benoit Saint Denis. It does give it that like team sport aspect, which our sport doesn't have. Our sport doesn't have a team that you can get behind. But when you can get behind a whole country, it does make it that little bit more fun to cheer along for. But you just leave it at the door there. There's no need to go deeper with it. And then when you do start to look at each fighter's skill level, you can appreciate a fucking. I've watched David Onama's fights back like 2 or 3 times this week. He's some fucking Kenyan fighter. But he starts off out the gates, bang, every time David Onama goes for fucking gold. And his wrestling sucks ass. So I'm looking forward to David Onama this weekend at the Apex. That's what I mean. Like, you just enjoy the tribal side of it for what it is, but then leave it at the door when it's time to leave it at the door. That's where we're at with it. Shout out to the youngest champion, Johnny Bones Jones. Shout out, I guess. Shout out to the youngest champ. Defend your fucking belt against Tom Aspinall, John Jones. That's all I'll say. Someone clip this and send it to John Jones, because I know he'll care about some fucking drywaller in Australia's opinion. As if. I could see Chandler's pressure being an issue for Whitaker. Chandler is plenty tall to fight Whitaker, mate. No, he's not, Western Mats. No, he's not. What height is Michael Chandler? He is 173 centimeters tall or 5'8". I told you I was 5'9", Jamie. 5'9", 5'10". Okay, now, Robert Whitaker. Robert Whitaker's tall. All right, by 3 or 4 centimeters, but he's definitely taller. He's definitely taller. Oh, he's way tall. Yeah, Robert Whitaker's 187. What was Michael Chandler? Yeah, dude, Michael Chandler. Height, 6 feet. Robert Whittaker's 6 feet. Michael Chandler's 5'8". Robert Whittaker would be way taller than Chandler and range shots down at him, Western Mass. Even though I would pick Whittaker, if Chandler touches that chinny chin on old Bobby Knuckles, I don't think he would recover well. Fuck Chad Hero. I mean, to go with Western Mass's point here, right? Michael Chandler steps in underneath Whittaker and just lands a fucking clean uppercut on that glass chin. Yeah, not good. Not good. The Mountain versus Brock Lesnar in Power Slap. Everything artsy. I was going to say Brock Lesnar by default because he has some training on how to properly swing that gigantic arm. 4 minutes left in the stream chat. But the Mountain trained for boxing, didn't he? I'm going to say the Mountain. I think he's a bit bigger. And didn't the Mountain win like multiple strongman championships? I think the Mountain caves in Brock Lesnar's jaw. Onama is very fun. I respect him because he's willing to brawl, even though he is a bit chinny. That makes the brawling cost more, and he still does it. Yeah, he's a very, very fun fighter. Very fun fighter. And like, what has an Aussie got to do with a fighter from Tanzania? Nothing. But you just enjoy the skill level. Dana asked me to do a power slap. Should I give him money? My coach said no to me. You should definitely do power slap, Magomed Ankalaev. Take yourself out of the light heavyweight rankings for a little bit. Do power slap. 3-inch height, 2-inch reach, and ain't shit of an advantage for Whittaker. When you are a point striker, Western Mass, dancing around on the outside. Robert is 5'11", brother. Google, Wikipedia, right here. Robert Whittaker, 6 feet, 0 inches. But, Western Mass, this is the UFC. They lie about heights almost religiously. It's almost like they get off on just putting up whatever fucking heights they want. And with Whittaker's style, any reach advantage and height advantage play into Whittaker's advantage. I've said the word advantage too many times. It's all an advantage for Whittaker. That's his style, dancing around on the outside. But Chad Hero put together a good argument for you with that straight in uppercut. I was screaming my head off when Whittaker was brawling with Costa, though. If you're one of my favorite fighters and Chinny, don't brawl, please. Don't brawl, please, Rob. Dude, I didn't like that Robert Whittaker Paulo Costa fight. I do think we're seeing Robert Whittaker fall off. Between you and me, chat, keep it as a secret. I think we needed to see like a prime Whittaker performance from Whittaker. I am going to be putting Robert Whittaker on the gatekeeper list. I think he's becoming a gatekeeper. I don't think he's a contender anymore. I don't see him contending for a title. It hurts me to say it, but it is what it is. Click on this. Click on private. Make it public. Click done. Go back. No, save the changes. Cancel. Save the changes. And view your channel. And it's there. Ladies and gentlemen, let us get towards the end of the stream. If you enjoyed this chat, I enjoyed this chat. We have a Discord where we keep talking shit all day long. On the channel right now, a brand new video just dropped. We're gonna address some of the last of these questions. On the channel right now, a brand new video just dropped. Israel Adesanya and Demetrius Johnson interview reaction. It is fucking hilarious. I find the interview fucking hilarious. Everything artsy, I'm out. PCO, see you, everything artsy. He's been billed as 5'11", you legendary cunt, mate. I give Chandler a 40 for 60 chance to win against Robert Whittaker, honestly. That's a fair, I'll go with 40%. I wouldn't go 60, I'd go 40%. Or you're saying 60% Whittaker wins, but I'll give him a chance. I think Whittaker's hardest matchups are people like Costa, though. Brawlers with granite chins get him problems. Yes. Chandler would press the fuck out of Whittaker. Maybe. I think Whittaker could just dance around the outside and handle it. But Western Mass, that's a conversation for another time. Guys, everyone have a fucking great night, great day, wherever you are. I will see you all Saturday night, Sunday, when the prelims are on. I'll see you all for the prelims. I'll be living when the prelims start. Might get in a live stream before that. Who knows? We'll see what happens. Everyone have a fucking great day. I will see you all. Cage, stay safe. Western Mass, stay safe. Magomed, stay safe. Mo, legend, thank you for sharing the Discord. Everyone, have a fucking good afternoon. Go check out the new video on the channel. Just dropped right now.